Whoa!
Whoa. Whoa.
That was pretty good.
Unreal.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Matt.
What are we driving today?
Oh, it's an MG HS Plus EV.
Oh, another day, another cheap Chinese car. Except this one is a very good cheap Chinese car. This one is top of the range. It's the Essence, and it's just under 54,000 Australian dollars drive away for a plug-in hybrid that has hot hatch levels of performance with about 50 kilometers of real-world electric-only range. It also doesn't drive as badly as other reviewers have said. I had such low expectations going into this car. They've been thrown into the stratosphere.
That's a pretty high throw.
Yeah. I actually really like this thing, and I think by the end of this, you will too. We're gonna take a look at the exterior, move on to the interior. We're gonna check out its practicality, of course, and then we're gonna drive it. We're gonna drive it and we're gonna launch it, even though Jacob forgot to charge it. We'll come back to that though. Whoops. Charging it to the degree that we should have, Jacob. That's
Some of us don't have access to power plugs. I live in the wilderness, all right?
Someone is losing their job. Let's get into it. Alrighty, let's start with the looks of the MG HS, and I'll be totally honest with you, man, a little bit boring.
I agree.
A little bit stale. I think MG, if you're gonna update this, you should do it soon because it's starting to look a little bit old. It is still very functional though. You get these lights here, they're pretty bright LEDs. You've also got sequential indicators, which is the moniker of a
Luxury SUV.
luxury SUV. It's actually pretty cool. It definitely does spice it up. Some of you, though, might call this thing quite handsome, especially because of this grille up the front. It's pretty cool. You've also got an MG badge there. It does come with fog lights here on the Essence trim. And of course, you get a radar down there, some cameras up there. This thing is actually very safe. It can essentially drive itself down a highway. If you want to read more about that, you can head to our website, carsauce.com. We have a full review of it up now. Jacob, let's check out the side. Coming to the side, you're going to notice these 18-inch wheels here. They're wrapped in Michelin Primacy Thirst tyres, 3ST. Still
My
have no
favourite
idea.
tyre.
I've seriously got no idea. But same as the MG ZST, which we reviewed. You should check that out as well. Look, keyless entry and go. You've also got a camera here. That's for your 360 camera system. It's a surprisingly good system, although Chinese brands always do it amazingly well. I don't understand. Up here, you've got some roof rails. You've got some scratchy black plastics down there. Otherwise, it's an SUV. Let's check out the bum. And then coming to the bum of the MG HS EV Plus Z. I'm really struggling with the name of this one. Got some pretty cool tail lights there. I've got a 3D effect. Again, it's a little bit boring. You have an MG badge there. MG Pilot, that is your autonomous driving suite. As I said, this thing is really good at that. And you have an HS Plus EV badge. Plus EV is their name for PHEV, plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. Essentially, where on this side, you have your fuel filler cap, and then on the other side, you have your EV filler cap.
We love two filler caps.
We love two filler caps. Let's talk about bum space.
Ooh. Power tailgate.
It's pretty impressive. Check this out. I do kind of wish it went a little bit higher though, because I'm only 5'11". I'm touching it. But you get plenty of space in there. You got some underfloor storage there too. Not very much though, because that's where you've got your charging cable, but still, oh, it clips into place. We like that. You can push the back seats down though, with a little bit of force. Oh, look at that. You get heaps of space and it's completely flat. So it's really practical back there too. I don't know, man. I'm getting really impressed by this thing. It's surprising me in a lot of ways.
Me too.
Let's check out the interior. Alrighty, coming inside the MG HS Plus EV.
You would not believe it's a cheap Chinese car, would you?
No, you wouldn't believe it's a cheap Chinese car. In fact, it feels pretty damn Euro to me. Guys, I'm gonna go off script, even though we don't actually have a script. This is, what, MG number 2 on the channel now? I genuinely don't understand all the hate.
I don't get it either. It's genuinely amazing.
Touch around and it's like soft touch materials everywhere. And it feels super premium, even up to the fake perforation of the leather up here. Like, it's really nice design. The steering wheel feels fantastic. You have buttons to control the amazing digital instrument cluster up in front of you, and it looks great. You can go through a bunch of different menus. You can see a lot, actually, quite a lot. The infotainment display, no, this is not the best. It's a little bit slow. In fact, it's very slow. You open the navigation, it says loading navigation, and then it'll give you another loading screen after that. Just doing it now. Yeah, not the greatest. It's also got some quirks, like it's got wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. When you're in them, they actually work really fast, which is confusing to me. But if you receive a call while you're connected to Apple CarPlay, at least, you can't do anything else.
It's very strange.
You can't even access your climate controls.
I might have screamed.
So that's a little bit of a weird thing. But otherwise, it works fine. The air conditioning controls are relegated to the screen. You have a shortcut button here, though, and like it's decent enough. It works fine. You keep it on auto mode anyway. It just does the job. So I don't really have any complaints. Also, your heated seats are controlled from there too. You have this BMW-esque shifter here, at least the older style. You've got like this little hidden area here. You can't really store very much, but you do have a couple of USB ports and a 12-volt socket. You've got an EV button here as well, because you can run this as a pure EV. That's pretty cool, but then when your range runs out, that's probably less cool. You've got a phone storage area here, a couple of cup holders. The center armrest is nice and soft. It also slides forward, but you do get a decent amount of storage in there, and it has an air conditioning port.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Keeps drinks nice and cool. You've got a glove box here that has enough storage. These seats feel really nice. No, they're not real leather, but they feel really nice. You've got like this Alcantara material in them too, and they're sports seats, so they look fantastic and they feel super supportive, especially me as a larger guy. Like, I really appreciate that. You got great leg support too. Can't be said of some competitor brands that will stay unnamed, but we'll link one of the videos down below. You can also automatically adjust this seat and the passenger seat here in the Essence trim, that you'd kind of expect that at this price point. Also really like the air conditioning dials.
Yeah, they're nice.
They're
nice and circular.
Not to mention a big panoramic sunroof. Oh,
you get everything in this bloody thing.
Unreal. No, in all seriousness, I genuinely really like it.
For the price, I can't think of a better equipped car.
No. Let's check out the back seats. Alrighty, so back seat, what's it like back here? Well, check this out. I'm 5'11". I've got so much leg room, so much toe room, heaps of headroom too. Quality of the materials back here is fantastic as well. It's nice and soft touch. A lot of much more expensive brands from the Euro and Korean space are actually getting rid of a lot of the soft touch materials for cost saving, so I'm glad it's here. It actually makes a huge difference with road noise in here, so I'm happy with that. You've got a couple of air vents, you've got a couple of USB-A ports, so your kids will be happy. Oh, folio pocket.
Oh, very professional.
Not even a map pocket. The seats back here again feel so nice, really soft as well, and you get a surprisingly nice center armor. It's got like this brushed aluminium feel. Might even be real, like I can't tell. You've also got felt-lined storage area there, and you got a couple of cup holders too. I'm genuinely really impressed.
The back seats blew me away compared to other Chinese brands.
I really didn't expect to like this interior as much as I have, and I mean that as sincerely as possible. I'm really impressed. Should we drive it?
Let's give it a shot.
All right, friend, we have 1 kilometer of range left because we've driven out to Mornington Peninsula, so let's go out with a bang.
Let's see what this thing can do with 1 kilometer of range. The answer is a lot.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I had low expectations.
You had brand biases, bro.
And they've been blown. They've been, my little pea brain mind has kind of been blown by this thing. I think it's, oh, we're down to 0.
Never mind, this thing sucks.
Look, that's, I think that's on us.
Yes.
For potentially not charging
Why are you looking at me?
Charging it to the degree that we should have, Jacob. That's
Some
why.
of us don't have access to power plugs. I live in the wilderness, all right?
Oh, look. Oh, the regenerative braking is pretty good.
I really like it, actually.
It's actually very natural.
Very natural.
Let's talk about what pumps this thing along the road. What gives it the sauce, as some say. So it's got a 1.5 litre, 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine.
It's actually pretty good for a plug-in hybrid.
Yeah. Turbocharged?
Yeah.
119 kilowatt of power, 250 Newton meters of torque.
I'd be happy with just that, to be honest.
It's pretty good. All of that power is sent through to the front wheels, and there's an electric motor, obviously. That's 90 kilowatt and 230 Newton meters of torque.
Oh.
Combined, 189 kilowatt, 370 Newton meters of torque. That's a lot of numbers.
All I know is it's pretty decent combined outputs.
Yeah, pretty damn decent combined outputs. The other thing that's pretty decent is how this thing handles. Oh,
Genuinely surprised. It feels very planted. On the
feels
road.
really planted. The other thing as well is it's really comfortable. Really comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, no joke. This is not me shilling out. Okay, I swear to you, my viewer, this car is pretty damn comfortable.
Let's just say we were at a more expensive car launch, and when we got back to this car, we were pretty surprised that it was comparable.
Genuinely. Like, you put your foot down.
Oh,
It does still give you little bursts of electric output, but it doesn't
like it.
do very much.
and I feel like the two transmissions work really well together.
Yeah.
Like you don't really feel like it's kicking in.
You got a 6-speed automatic for the engine, and then you got 4-speed for the electric motor, and combined they just work really well. Like, they're seamless. You don't really notice them.
So it's not, like, technically it's a 10-speed, but it doesn't really feel like a 10-speed.
No, definitely no Ford Ranger
No.
with its 10-speed. I will say the steering is perhaps a little light. A little lighter than I would have probably liked.
Yeah.
Or it'd be cool if there was like drive modes that I could make it a bit sportier.
Agree.
Yeah. Bit more aggresso.
I think for around town, it's
Perfect.
did pretty good.
Genuinely. And that 60 kilometers of range or so that you get with the electric battery, I mean, you've been driving that. Has that suited you pretty well?
Yeah, does all right.
Jacob lives in a fancy bougie suburb. We can't all do that. Let's tickle my tiny little pickle, take it up Saucy Corner. Brake boost? Nothing. Let's go.
Oh, that was a bit gentle.
Yeah, we're out of...
I think we're out of battery
We're
now.
out of battery.
Luckily, that doesn't help us around the corner. So,
All right, here we go.
oh my God.
A little bit of understeer, but actually all right. Oh, back end's rotating around. Actually, quite
I felt
like
that.
Come on, second corner. Oh,
Oh God.
see, steering's a bit light.
Ah!
I did a little one-hand
I thought I
crossover.
was gonna die.
We made it.
That was actually pretty good
Yeah,
for a decent size SUV.
it's actually pretty quick.
I'm impressed with this car, man.
I think so. Friend, there is one other thing that is a little bit disappointing.
And what's that?
It's the battery, not necessarily the battery itself. It's 16.6 kilowatt hours of usable battery, so that's fine. It's the charging speed.
Yeah.
So it's AC only, and it maxes out at like 3.6 kilowatts.
So
Kilowatt hours, I should say, of charging. So yeah, about 5 hours to get a full battery.
it's not great. It's not great.
Fine if you're like plugging it in overnight, but that's about it. Which I guess is what most people use it for, to be fair.
Yeah, but for me, I
For
would have
you.
to drive out somewhere and sit there for 5 hours. And I don't know about you, man, but that sounds boring.
Friend, let's performance test it.
Oh yeah.
Guys, I need to make it very clear that this is the worst possible conditions to launch this car in. Not only do we have 0% battery now, because it's after we've driven
I'm
it.
sorry, okay? We've got two big boys in here.
We got two big boys.
It's wet,
It's wet, and we got our camera gear. So
and I'm sad.
if this gets anywhere near the claim 6.9 seconds 0 to 100,
It's not.
I'd be shocked.
It's not.
Shall we do it? Fist me. That was pretty gentle. Oh,
Lulled us into it.
so it still can use some
Whoa.
electric power.
Whoa!
Whoa. Whoa.
That was pretty good.
Unreal. Unreal. 0 to 100 in 7.86 seconds. I'm shocked.
I'm shooketh.
So clearly, even when the battery is dead, it'll still give little bursts of power.
That's what I like to see.
Very good. And then, friend, in terms of fuel economy, frankly, I don't think it's as good as we probably would have hoped. 31.9 miles per gallon.
Look.
Hang on, no, 37 miles per gallon. Quickly, what's that? Get out your
wait,
phone. Whip out your
let me
phone.
calculate it. 1 second.
We don't-
Wait, do we have reception here?
You tell me.
37.
MPG.
I can't type. 6.4.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Ish.
All right. I'm
actually really good.
I'm constantly getting like pleasantly surprised by the car.
I just don't like the units it's presented in, but that's
No,
fine.
I'm sure we can change it in the settings. To be fair, this car has only done 374 kilometers, of which I'm pretty sure we added
We did.
360. So,
Exactly.
all right. Final thoughts. Alrighty. So, final thoughts on the MG HS Plus EV. Blown away.
Absolutely mind blown.
It's really, really good. Let's get the bad stuff out of the way though. Exterior, it's a bit boring. The infotainment display, it's just got some of those quirks that should be ironed out. Don't know why I can't go back into the air conditioning controls if I'm on a phone call on Apple CarPlay. Weird things like that. However, the build quality, the range, the whole drivetrain is so impressive to me. And at $15,000 less, man, than a Mitsubishi Outlander, an equivalently spec'd one, you'd be kind of silly to spend the extra 15 grand. What do
I
you
agree.
think?
I mean, I was super impressed with the Outlander, but for the price, it's difficult to justify the increase, you know? This thing really impressed me with the way it drove, and I think the spaciousness and the packaging is incredible.